Hi there, my name is Praise Oladipo and I'm in bootcamp. Thank you, Incubator.
The journey of 1,000 hours of Marathon Desire Space Project Office.
Okay, what about now? Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me now? Okay, awesome. Okay, okay, awesome. So I'll just share my screen now. Right. Okay, awesome. Good evening, everyone. Hope we are doing fine. Okay. Okay, good evening, everyone. Um, how has been our day? Hope we have awesome day. Hope our day was productive. Right. So I welcome everyone to today's class. Right. The data analysis SQL class. I welcome everyone, and I want to know that at least the class has been very interesting. Right. The class has been awesome, and I believe that by now you can boldly beat your chest and say, I'm a data analyst with expertise in SQL, right? And someone asked, okay, if you want to rate yourself, I want to see on the comments, if you want to rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, as far as SQL is concerned, from what we have done now, what mark will you give yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? I would like to see on a scale of 1 to 10, what mark will you give to yourself now? Like someone meet you that, okay, I've been doing data analysis SQL for like a week now. Okay, can you rate yourself? Oh, 9, 4. Oh, I like that 9, 7, 5. Okay, 7.5, 6, 3. Someone, hey, Jude Ifena say 1. Benita 1. Oh my God. Yes, so I'm a data analyst, okay? 3 over 10. Uche, 3 over 10. Folashade Ayodele, that's my name. 3. What happened? Folashade Ayodele. Why? 3. Wow. 2. Olanyika, 2. Why? Akin, 6. Okay. 2. 7. Okay. 2. Okay. 8. Okay. Benita, oh yeah, sorry. 3 over 10. Jonathan, 3 over 10. Oh, Nwosu Henry is 0 over 10. That's bad. Okay. Dennis Ajala, 10 over 10. So the people that are saying 9 over 10, anyone that is saying 7, 8, 9, 10, please hold them now. Hold them. Hold their clothes. Hold them tight. Don't let them run away. If anyone on this platform is saying 10 over 10, 8 over 10, 9 over 10, 7 over 10, from 7 and above, they are as good as your facilitator. They are as good as your facilitator, right? Please hold them now. Agbafa, Dan, Toby, 7 over 10. It's better someone should hold that guy. Raji, 10 over 10. Someone should hold that guy. Vivian, 9 over 10. Someone should hold that madam. That madam shouldn't carry that 9 over 10 away. Ezekiel Oluwafemi, my namesake, 9 over 10. Please, someone should look for Ezekiel. Hold him tight. Let him share some things to you. Let him anoint you. Aziz Ibrahim, 10 over 10. That's fine. Please, someone should hold Aziz. Hold him tight. Collect from what he has gotten. Right? Adebisi Odunawo, someone should hold that guy. Hold him. Don't let him go. Success Aladeton, 8 over 10. Don't let him go. Aliu, success is beside you. Oh yeah, hold him. Lucky, success is beside you. Hold Lucky. Then Rejoice. Okay. Wow, 9 over 10. Please, anyone from 7 and above, please hold them tight. Don't let them run away. Hold them. Form a network. Form a group with them. Right? Right? And I'm ready to support as many of you. Right? Please hold them to. Everybody must know SQL. Everybody must know SQL. Everybody. Right? You will not pass through DSA and in the next 3 months, and I ask you how far, and you are saying I've left data analysis is very hard. No, me and you will go to fight. Peradventure, if I meet you at Lagos, where is busiest place in Lagos? Let's say Oshodi very busy. In that place, me and you are going to fight. If I meet you, if you are in UK, if I meet you at anywhere in UK, and I ask you how far data analysis, DSA, and you are telling me story, we are going to fight. By that time, you have taken a freelance job, you have built your portfolio, right? Please hold them, right? Oshodi, other bridge, yes, Grace, Oshodi. If I meet you there and I ask you how far DSA, and you are saying you are giving me story, I will fight you that day. It's either I will drop a laptop, I will do whatever we are doing, I will start you down there, I started taking you SQL, right? Okay, Crimson. This one 11 over 10. Wow, I like that. You even surpass. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you. But so I like this, right? I like this. So I just want to appeal to everyone, right? The people that saying 9 over 10, right? Kudos to you. If you are saying 3 over 10, 2 over 10, don't look down on you, right? I was in that position before, right? If someone will tell me today I will be taking SQL class, I will say no. And someone will be telling me today that I will be teaching people, senior manager of one of the commercial banks in Nigeria today in Lagos, right? I'll be having one next week at Marina. So it requires a lot of work, right? You won't get there like just overnight, right? So you have to constantly practice. If you ask those people that are saying 9 over 10 or 8 over 10, go and ask them. They might have put some other resources together for them to be able to say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is 10, 7, or 8, right? Yeah, that's a good one. But people that are saying 2, 3, you can still match up with them. You can still match up with me, right? I even want to say that, oh, you taught me SQL today. I'm a data engineer, or that's kind of the news that ginger me, that make me happy when I see my product doing better than me, right? It's a prayer of a father that son or daughter is doing better, right? Please, it doesn't, you won't get there in a day, right? I don't need to lie to you. It's not easy, right? It's not easy, but it just requires time. Devote your time, right? Devote your time and gather a lot of resources. Read book. I still read book. Read book. If you don't want to read book, use YouTube. A lot of, right? We can't, in this class now, we can't take you we can't teach you everything, right? We can't teach you everything, right? It's the duration is very short. But we're going to, so what our plan was for you to take you guys from 0 to at least 60 to 70%. So if you have a foundation in either Excel, SQL, and Power BI on scale of, let's say 70%, let's say 50, 60, 70%, you are good to go. You are good to go. You are good to go, right? Okay, so let's quickly do a recap of our yesterday's class. Then from there, we'll continue with our SQL view, right? Then we'll continue with the SQL view. Then we do union and union all. So basically, what we are doing today is a continuation of the SQL view, then union and union all. So we look at that. We started that yesterday. We imported some tables, right? Then, but we still continue today. So we're going to write some SQL query on how you can union all, how you can create additional table, right? Then these are the things we'll look at today. Then from there, we'll let's see if you'll be able to cover everything that we have today. So let's proceed. And I believe the way I'm excited. Everyone too should be excited, right? Yeah, should be excited, ready to take the class. Okay, so so yesterday we look at, I'm going to start with subquery, right? I'm going to do a review of subquery, right? So subquery, I said query inside query. That's the simple definition I can give. Query inside query. Then we wrote some queries, right? That we use to join two tables together, right? And we join employee and salary table together based on staff ID that is present in both tables. We have employee table that has its primary key staff ID. We have salary table that has a staff ID as a foreign key, right? So we use the two tables to join them to create that link, right? So I've given you different options. If you can use subquery to join your query together, you can use normal join, right? Where you select your column, then reference your table to join them together. Or you can also use subquery, right? Where you don't need to reference the table, but just follow the format. Right, say select all from, then open bracket and select the columns you need, then close the bracket as employee, then join, open another close bracket, open bracket, then select all the field name that you need, close the bracket, and say as sales. Then what? Join them on based on the unique identifier that you have, that staff ID and staff ID on both table. Then we're also trying to write a SQL view that gives us the highest paid employee in the company, right? The highest paid employee. So we look at two ways to do that, right? We wrote the SQL query in a normal way, right? Like just say select top 3, then the staff ID first name, just like for instance this. Okay. So like this now, just say top 3 in ascending, in a descending order, right? So we execute this. All right, let me log in again, back. Okay. Okay. So we wrote this one to give us the top 3 highest paid employee. Then we also try to get the lowest 3 paid employee at Incubator Hub, right? Then from there, we also look at the average salary by department. So, okay, for each department, what is their average salary? We wrote this subquery to get that, right? Then if you look at order by, let's add order by. We didn't add order by yesterday. Order by average salary. Order by average salary in a descending order. So we know the department that has the highest average salary, right? So we now say account has the highest average salary. Then from there, we also look at it like in a straight way without using subquery. We still get the same result, right? We still get the same result, right? Then from there, we look at the SQL view. Well, so I took my time yesterday to explain what SQL View is actually is. It's like it's what is a virtual table that store data based on the underlying tables. So the underlying table is actually your original table. So then you can create your SQL View, right, from 2 or 3 tables, right, to make a single table. So like I also take my time to explain that SQL View. Let's say, for instance, you work in an organization as a vendor, like myself as a data consultant, right? I have a client. Most time, customer doesn't give us the full access to the database, so they create a SQL View, and that's actually what we work with, right? That's what we work with. We don't work directly with their table, right? The original table, but they give us access to. Even currently, that's one of the projects that I'm currently working on, pulling data from their Oracle DB. So what they do was that they didn't give us full access. So they export the data for us and put it in a SharePoint folder. So whatever we need, we just go to the SharePoint folder and pick the data there. So they did give us access. So, right, you can see some of all those things. But if you are also working in that organization, yeah, you should have access to everything, right? You should have access. But if you are a vendor, right, or a freelancer, they might not give you full access, right? They'll just give the data to you, or they create a SQL view to you, then give you access to that SQL view, so you make use of the view, right? So we use this is to create a SQL view. So yesterday, now then from there, we'll go to union and union all, and then union, I think we've explained this union. I think, yeah. So I said union all. So union happens that when you join 2 or 3 tables together, based on when the data has the same structure. You union when they have the same structure, when they have the same data type. So the data, the table A and table B, must be of the same of the same structure. They must be of the same structure, at least the same data type, before you can union them together. And I told you yesterday that if you understand how union work in SQL, you understand how append query work in Power BI. If you understand how join work in SQL, you understand how merge query works in Power BI, right? Hold me for that. When you get to Power BI, you will see it. So they must have the same structure, the same data type, right? Because you are union the based on the row, not on the column, right? So yesterday too, we also created okay. So union, when you use union, you are removing duplicates. Union will help you to remove duplicates. Why union all will not remove duplicates, right? So if there are duplicates in your data and you want to remove the duplicates, just use union, right? But if you don't want to remove duplicates, you can use union. Okay. Now, so yesterday we imported 2 tables, right? We imported okay, so we imported 2 tables. Did we do this one yesterday? Okay, so sorry. Okay, yesterday again, we also write some queries to get some analysis from the salary. Okay, yeah. So we did that, right? Okay, so we're gonna continue. Today's date is 22nd, right? Yeah, okay. 2:05. Okay, that's something I did. Was it that yesterday after the class? I wrote a SQL query. Let's say, for instance, now, let's say, for instance, there's a query that we wrote yesterday that we want to get the that we are trying to, most time I think trying to think a lot of things that, okay, can I write a SQL query that give me this, right? We wrote a SQL query. Okay, highest paid, right? Highest paid employee. Okay, so we wrote this SQL query yesterday that highest paid employee. What if there is a part of the task given to you says, I want to write a SQL query that will give me the second highest. If you look at this table now, Ayomide Hallelujah is the highest paid, right? Ayomide. So if I come to this place now, let's say, for instance, I just say top 1. See, this top 1 now, we only return only 1 person, Rabi, this person. What if I want to return, if I don't want to use this top 3, but I want to return the second highest paid. This is the first highest paid. But the question says second highest paid. How do I do that? Right, so I think I did that, was that yesterday or this morning, I can't remember. Right, so I have the SQL query here, so I'm going to show you. Right, where's it? Okay, so this is it. Right, this is it. If you look at this query now, I'm going to get the details of the stuff. Okay, so this query is saying, okay, this is it here. Get second, right, second highest paid employee, right? Second, right? Second highest paid employee. That's what this. Okay, zoom. Okay, let me change it to 200. I think it's better now, right? For those that they can't see my screen, I think it's better now. Right, so I want to get the second highest. Right, now this is the query I wrote. So this is what I did. Right, let me check again whether I see this one. Okay, now, okay, so this is it now. It said select max salary as a what? As a second highest salary from salary, right? That's what I did. Now let me run this one. Okay, so what this line 42 424 422 will give you, this one will give you the highest person, right? The highest, the first person, not the second, the first highest paid, right? Not the second highest paid now. So this one, but for me to be able to get the second highest paid, so I have to now put a subquery. I said, okay, where salary now is less than the max salary. You know, the max salary will give you the max salary will give you the highest paid, the number one person, right? The highest paid, number one. Now, for you to get the second highest paid now, so you now have to do less than the max salary. So that's why I put it in a subquery like this, where salary is less than, then open a bracket, select max salary from salary. Now, if I run this now, you're going to see it. I can see as a second highest salary. But now I don't know the person. Who is this person? Who is this guy? Right? Who is this guy? So what I did here, now he has given me what I want, because if you check, this is 4043. Because if you come back to this place, you will see that this is 40483, right? Which is correct. But I want to get it, I want you to return the detail, staff ID, first name and last name of the person. So I think I did that here. Okay, yeah. So if you check here now, so what I did was here now, and now, okay. So for me to, if you check this is what it's given me. But I want it to return staff ID, first name, second name of the person, right? And for me to be able to do that, because if I comment this out, if I comment now, so what I did was, okay, select staff ID, first name, salary, last name, then salary as this, right? Where salary is this and this. Now, if I run this now, right, this is what it's giving me, right? This is what it's going to give me everything, right? Now, but I want it to return only that person, right? Only that first person. Sorry, the second highest person. So I have to put order by salary in a descending order. So it's going to start from the first person, right? So if I put like this now, so you can see. Now, it's now giving me the second, but I want only, you can see that the second person now, but I still want only that one. So I'll just come here, I'll put top one. So if I put top one now, so it will return this person, Johnson Mercy or Mercy Johnson, right, as the second highest paid, right? So you have to put order by salary in a descending order for you to be able to get it, right? Then if I want to get the highest paid person now, that one is the first, then this is the second, then the highest. This is highest now. But in highest now, you are not going to put less than or greater. Just say put, you want to say equals to max salary. So that give you the first person. All right. Okay. Okay, let's continue. So now let's check the data we imported yesterday. We imported DSA, right? This, right? So we also import this one too from DSA Mall Ikeja, right? Yeah. So I sent you guys 3 tables. So the last one now, we are going to import the last one, right? So I'll come to this place. Then I'll go to task. Then I'll go to flat file. Then click next, browse. So I will navigate to where I have it. This one, right? I think it should be this one. Sorry, please. I think it should be this one. Right. Okay. Then I'll change it to DSA. So we have Ikeja, we have Ghana. So let's say we have branch in let's say Port Harcourt, right? I'm going to say the Port Harcourt, right? So Port Harcourt, right? Then I change mine. Then click next, right? Everything is okay. Then I'll finished. So imported, right? Then I will refresh this. Refreshed. So I should have the third table. Okay, so I have this one here. Okay. Aha. So we have this 3 table now. Now, if you check the so if you check the 3 table now, you will see that they have the same data type, right? They have the same data type. They have the same number of columns. Let's check to confirm if they have the same number. I can run the 3 together, right? Then let me increase this. Put this one here. Because before you can union, they must have the same data type, right? You can see, first name, last name, customer gender, transaction date, address, transaction amount. So you can see that they have the same number of dates, the same number of columns. So like I said, they must have the same number of columns before you can union them together. Now, so let's say for instance now, you manage the back end. You are the one in charge of database. So there is a POS application deployed to each of these locations, Ghana, Ikeja, and Port Harcourt, right? So at the end of every day transaction, they upload their transaction data into database. Your own is just to go there and query the database, right? Okay, let me see what Ghana is doing, what Ikeja branch is doing, what Port Harcourt is doing. And for you to, if you want to do the company-wide analysis, you have to consolidate all these 3 data sets together. So in this scenario, they have the same thing. So the only thing you can do is just to append them. So imagine that, like let's say Access Bank. So Access Bank in Ikeja send reports to their head office. Access Bank Port Harcourt, Kano send their reports. So whoever is their DBA will consolidate, that is union all those data together and started doing analysis. So you can run your analysis based on branch, right? Based on what? On branch. Then if they have a gender and some other things, they can run the analysis based on that. Now, so what we need to do here now is to union them together. All the 3 data sets is 54 rows. So let's write our SQL. So we want to union first. So I'll just copy this, copy them, I'll paste. Right, I'll just put union here. Right, union. So that's what I want to do. Then I'll run it. So you can see that union everything together 49. So now this is union. If there are duplicates, this will have removed duplicates. But let's check now. Let me check the other one. That's union all. Right, now I'm going to copy again and paste here. Then I will use union all. Now, if you can see that union give us 49, let's see what union all will give us. 54. So means there are duplicates. So union have removed the duplicates, while union all return everything. Right. I would like to confirm, are we on the same page? Are we good to go? We'll continue. Yeah, I want to get. Would you continue? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Now, so that is how union and union all. That's how it work, right? Now, this is just what we want to do under union. So there's something we are going to do now, right? We want to create a column. Okay, thank you. I want to create a column. I'm going to create a column. Then I'll call the column. Create a column. I'll call the column, let's say branch. Let's call it branch. Let's use branch, right? So now you can see that. Okay, so let's say for instance now, let me explain what I want to do so that you guys can understand. So I've unioned them together, right? So from what I can see here, we have 54 transactions that happen in all our branches. So they just have 3 branches, right? 2 in Nigeria and 1 in Ghana. So they have for 21, that's for yesterday transaction. So they only have 54 transactions. Now, so they now call Oreoluwa Olayemi as a data analyst, or Olayemi work as a data analyst with Incubator up, right? Managing their mod. Now, if you look at the they now give you some tasks. Okay, can you analyze based on branch? Analyze, I want to know what is the profit, or give us the total sales from each branches, right? Then sales by gender. You can give us a sales by gender, right? And let's say they just want to see that too. But if you look at data now, if you look at this data, how do you determine, because you've already union them together, and your analysis is going to base on all the transactions that happen, not per branch. You are not running analysis based on with the one in Ghana, or based on Ikeja, or based on Port Harcourt. Your analysis should base on after you have consolidated all the transactions together, right? So everything. So that's what you're going to do. Now, how do you know which transaction is from? Based on what we can see on the screen now, you don't know the one that is from Ikeja, Port Harcourt, or Ghana, because you've already union them together. How can you differentiate? There's no way you can differentiate, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that a way you can differentiate the one that happens in Ghana, Port Harcourt, or Ikeja, right? Is that a way we can differentiate? Okay, so to my understanding, okay, so anyone say yes. Can you tell us the way we can, based on what's here now, how do we know the one? Okay, maybe you want to use the ID, right? You want to use ID. And remember, what you are asked to do is to get the total sales per branch. Someone say address. How do you want to use address? You can't use address. You can't use address. You can differentiate by ID. Want to do by ID? How do you want to do by ID? So you're going to write where customer ID is less than, or you can select. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can do that. That's what we want to do. You already know the problem now. So let's solve the problem. I'm going to show you how you can do it. You can do it any other way you like, can come to your mind, but the best way to solve it is to create additional column called branch. So how do you do that? So I'm going to come to this place. I'm going to say select right. I'm going to say select. Sorry, let me get this very well. Don't make mistake. Sorry, minutes. Okay. So select. So I'm going to say select, put apostrophe. So I'm going to say DSA Mall Ghana, right? I'll come to this place, say DSA Mall, then Ghana, right? Yeah. So I'm going to say as. So I'm going to say as what? As branch. That's what I'm going to do. Now as branch. Then I want to format all this name. What I'm doing is more or less like a transformation and then creating additional column, right? So I'm going to say select down, then as a branch, then customer ID. So I have a customer ID. There's a customer ID. So I'm going to format this as, then I'll put in the square bracket as a customer, everything in capital letter. The first thing I want to do as a customer ID, right? Then close the, then comma. I'll come to this place again. I'm going to say first name, then as in capital letter, right? Then last name, right, as last name, comma. Then I'm going to say gender, customer, right. This might take our time. I'm supposed to copy and just paste on, but let me just write this, then I'll just replicate. So that's it. Then as, I'm just going to call it as gender. This time I just as gender, right? As gender, right? Then comma, transaction date, as just, I'll just say as date, just put like that, as date. Then you know date is an inbuilt function in SQL, so you have to put it in, right? This, then I'm going to say, sorry. So I'm going to say address. So address is fine. I can leave address the way it is. Address is also an inbuilt SQL function. I'm going to leave it, right? Then transaction amount, I'm going to transform it underscore amount. So I'm going to say put as, right? Then square bracket transaction amount, right? Then right now from which table? From this one. Right. Now, let's check. So if I run this now, so you can see this has automatically created a table, sorry, a column called branch for us, right? Created a column called branch. Now, if this one now will be able to help me to differentiate Ghana transaction, Lekki, or whatever the branches they have, right? So what I did then, I'm going to replicate it for others. I'll just copy this, right? Just copy this query, then I'll come to this place, union, right? Then I'll paste this. So instead of this from Ghana, so this is going to be from, let's say, Ikeja, right? From Ikeja, then I will change this from DSA Mall, so it will now become DSA Mall Ikeja, right? Yeah, then let's check it. Yeah, perfect. Then I'll copy, I'll also come here again. I say union, right? Then paste. So, sorry. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to copy, then I'll paste this one. So this one becomes the last one, Port Harcourt. So this become right. Then this from right. Right now, if I run everything from here, let's execute everything to this place. Okay, so from here now, so if I have this, I can now run my analysis. If I want to run it, so this can help me. I can. So if I want to run, okay, total transaction, I can say where branch is equals to this. So this automatically, or group by branch. Right, so when we get there now, so this is what I want to achieve. This solve the problem, right? So this solve the okay DSA. Okay, thank you, DSA. Right, DSA. Thank you, son. Okay, thank you, DSA. Aha. Okay, so let's correct it now. Okay, aha. So now, so I have this. With this now, I'm comfortable that I can run my analysis, right? So let's say you have more information that you want to run, so I can run my analysis based on this. So what is the next thing for us to do here? So what you need to do now is to now create a view for us to save this. For us to create a SQL view to save this, right? So I'll just come to this place and create my view, right? Then I put view w underscore. So I'm going to call it DSA mall transactions, right? Let's call it like that. Then as, so I will run it to automatically save this, run everything. So that's saved now. So if I refresh my view, okay, so I have my table. So I can now start running my analysis based on this. Yeah. Then if I want to export this to Excel, and send it to who is going to analyze it, maybe our analyst is only Excel that he used to and that she knows, right? We can export this. So if you are the database administrator, you can export this to Excel and send it to the person. Okay, give us time to digest this. Okay, how can one correct a column name if it is wrongly spelled? You can, so let's say for instance now, like if you are trying to create a table and the table has been created, you can alter now. We've done that. You can alter to update it. You can use alter to update a wrong. Even you can use alter to modify your table's name. You can change your data type. You can change your table's name, right? So you can use alter. That's what all those alter. That is actually what it's meant for, right? So how do we export from here to Excel? I think a lot of people have been looking at, I'll be asking, how can we export to Excel, right? Too fast? Okay. People are saying I'm too fast. Wow. Okay. I will take my time. Thank you. Now, so let me answer the people that are asking how to export to Excel. Now, look at this data. This is 49 records of a data. So we want to export to Excel. I want everybody to pay attention now. Want to export to Excel, right? Want to export to Excel. So what you need to do is that you open Excel. So I'm going to open Excel on my system. So I'm going to open Excel. Okay. So once Excel is open, right? Once the Excel is open like this, go to data. Go to data. Excel is has the same thing as Power BI. Though Power BI is for visualization, but the way you can connect you can pull data from web and save it in Excel. You can put PDF file, JSON file, web scraping. You can do it in Excel, right? You can do it in Excel. Okay. Right. Okay. If you say, yeah, I'm taking my time. I know you guys are saying I'm too fast. I'm not taking my time. Please, I'm taking my time. Right. Okay. We'll still come back to the query. Let me show you guys how to export to Excel. Right. We'll come back to the query. So you open your Excel, then you go to the data. You know, among your at the top here where you have file, home, insert, just navigate to where you have data. Navigate to where you have data, right? Then you will see this get data here. You see this get data. So there are different sources where you can pull data and load it to Excel. The first one here is that you can load data from Excel to Excel. You can load data from Excel to Excel. You can load data from CSV or text to Excel. You can load from XML, JSON, PDF, folder, SharePoint folder online to Excel, right? So you have that easy connection. Then from database also, you can load data from SQL Server database, from Microsoft Access database, from Oracle, IBM DB2, MySQL, Postgres, Sybase, Teradata, SAP HANA. So any of these database, you can pull data from there and save it in your Excel, maybe for your reporting, right? In your Excel for your reporting. Now, then from Fabric also from online service. So these are the different ways you can pull data. But now we want to pull the data from SQL Server, right? So you click on this first one here, SQL Server. Once you click on it, so it's going to give you some form to fill, right? Ask you to fill some form. So SQL Server database is going to ask you to input your server, to put your server name, and the database. So for you to get your server name, then you return to your database to go and copy your server and come and paste it here, right? To go and copy your data, your server, and come and paste it here. So let's go back to our database. Now, so I'm already in the database now. Then for me to get my server, so I'm going to click on this connect. I can click on this connect and click on database engine, or I can click on this connect object explorer. This one is disconnect. The one that has like X is disconnect. So the first one is connect object explorer. That's the first one. Okay, so now change it. So I made that mistake. Someone corrected me. Odumuyiwa Olaitan. Rest now. Someone corrected me. I made that mistake. So you can change it to DSA. It's not DAS. It's DSA. Right? It's DSA. Right? Okay. So I'll click on this. Then I'll get this is my server. I believe by now everybody should know your server, right? If you check at the top corner of your studio, you will see your server name there, right? You will see it here. Then at the top here, you also see it here too, as well as your server name. But for you to be able to copy it, so you have to click on this connect database, connect object explorer. Then I'll copy it. I'll copy mine. Once I copy, then I will return back to my Excel. Right? Then I'll paste it here. So one that is paste. The database own is optional, but I always advise to put database. It saves you a lot, because imagine you have a lot of like 7 or 10 databases. So it means you face a lot of. So just go back again and copy your database. Our database is DSA_DB. Right? DSA in capital letter _DB. Right? So you can also copy your query. Let's say, for instance, now, if I want to copy this query, I can copy this query from here. You have the option to copy query. I can copy this. Then I'll come to this place. I'll paste it here. You can do this one. You can paste it here like this. It's still going to give you the same thing, right? You can copy here, but I don't want to use that. So I'll just say connect now. So if you click connect, so click OK. So once you click OK, so you can see your data. You can see your data. Right? So once you see your data, so Excel has a Power Query editor. So you're going to see that in Power BI too. I don't know if during your Excel class you were taught how you can use Power Query editor in Excel. If not, in Power BI you will see it. Now I'll click on transform. So if I click on transform, it's going to open Power Query editor for me in Excel. So this is Power Query editor in Excel, right? So this is the data here. It's my data here. I can decide to do some transformation here if I want to. I can do some transformation here. Like this date now is giving me date time, right? I don't want date time, I want only date. So I can change it to date alone. There you can see. I can try to, okay, I don't want, don't let me go too technical so that you won't be lost. I don't want to go to analysis part of it in Excel. So once this is done, right, I can click close and apply. Then I will load it to my Excel. So this is it in Excel. All right, let me delete this. All right, this is it. This is your data. You can save it and you can send it to whoever you want to send it to. Right. Is it clear? Some people say they are lost. Exporting to Excel. Okay. Maybe we need to go over it again. Do we need to go over it again? Do we need to go over it again? Not clear. Akin, you are my guy now. Not clear. Okay. So we'll go over it again once again. Okay, yes, we go over it again. Okay, that's fine, not a problem. So I'm going to close it. I'm not going to save it. I'll close it. Right. Yeah. So I've closed it now. We have 3 minutes to go. So I'm going to repeat it again before we go on break. Right. I'm going to close. So the first thing you need to do, let's pay attention now this time around. Let's pay attention now, right? Jessica Chinelo, you are lost. Don't worry, I will find you. I found you already. I found you. Okay, so the first thing you need to do if you want to export to Excel, so now Excel is now your destination. As a data analyst, your work is moving data from one place to the other. That's the first thing that you do. Every data analyst, your data must move from one place to another, just like the way you move from your house to your office. Right? Your house is your destination, your source. Your house, your office is your destination. And when you close in the office and you are returning back, office becomes sources and becomes source, and your house become destination, right? So as every data analyst, data is given to you. You save the data in one place. That's a source. You are now moving the data from one place to another for analysis. That place where you are moving into, it could be your Power BI, it could be your Looker, your Tableau, or you are moving into cloud. Wherever you are moving into become your destination. Now, what we are doing here now is that we have a data in the database, which is our source. We want to move the data now from database to Excel, right? That's what we want to do, from database to Excel. That's what we want to do, right? Okay, I think what I would do is that I think it's better we go on break, right? So that when we come back, you guys will have relaxed. I think your head is full, right? So when we come back, you'll have walk around, you'll have mark your register attendance. And when we come back, we'll just repeat it again. I think that's better like that, right? Okay, so thank you everyone. See you in the next 10 minutes. Okay, welcome back everyone. Welcome back. Okay, welcome back everyone. Let's continue. I believe we've been able to mark attendance, right? Okay. Okay, let's continue. Are we together? So, like I said, the first thing you need to do is to open Excel, right? Open Excel. The way you export data from SQL Server to Excel is different from the way you do it in MySQL. In MySQL, you don't need to go through all this. In MySQL, there is option in the database that you just click on it, right? I didn't mean we have time now. I'll just show you. I have my SQL open here, right? So just click on it and it automatically exports for you. But in SQL Server, you have to create that connection, right? Before you be able to do that. For now, I don't know tomorrow, it might change. So now, like I said, you go to navigate to data. Now navigate to data. Then from data, you will see get data. You see this get data. So click on this get data. You're going to see the different sources where you can pull data from and save it in Excel. You see the different data sources where you can pull data from and save it in Excel. So we are pulling from database, and database is SQL Server. That's the first one. Then click on it. Now, so once you click on it, so the next thing is to copy your server and your database and paste, right? So you go back to your database to copy your server, right? For you to be able to get your server, like I said, this is your server at the top here, and here too is your server, right? But for you to be able to copy it, you need to click on this. You see connect, then beside that connect, you see connect date object explorer. Connect object explorer, then click on it. So this is going to open for you, right? You see this connect to server, then copy your server. Once that is done, paste it here. Paste it here, then go back and look at your database. Our database is DSA underscore DB, right? Then I'll go to Excel, then I'll type DSA underscore DB, right? Now, like I told you, you can also copy your query and paste. There's option where you can just copy the query and paste. But this time around now, the first one we did is we use the query, but here I'm not going to use the query. I'm just going to click on OK. I'll click OK. So once you click OK, it gives you the preview of the tables, right? Okay. Now, I think we didn't see this one, the first one we did, because we used the query directly, right? But now we want to check. So look at the number of tables you have in the database in that DSA DB. You can see the first, if you check, let me click on it. If you check now, this is the table we want to export, right? This is other table that we've created. The DSA Mall, Ghana, Ikeja, Port Harcourt, and all the employee salary and payment table that we've created. But this is the one we need. So make sure you checked it, you clicked on it. So make sure you click on it, and this gives you the preview of your data. right? This gives you the preview of your data, right? Then, so click on transform to transform it to Power Query Editor. So the essence of this is for you to be able to, like, let's say for instance, you want to transform the data or whatever you want to do, but I'm not going to details. I don't know if this was mentioned during your Excel class, and if not, then when you get to Power BI, you're going to talk about Power Query Editor because that's where you do your transformation. Yeah. Then click on data transform. Then it load it to Power Query Editor. So this is your Power Query Editor, and this is your data. Right? This is your Power Query Editor, and this is your data. Right? Now, here I can do a lot of things with this data here. I can click, try to, from this date, I can get year, month, quarter, and so on like that in this year. Right? But that's not what I want to do. Then once everything is fine, then I'll close. So I'll close and load. Click on this close and load. So once you click on this close and load, then it will load to your so to load. So now, so we have our data. You see, we have our data. Then this sheet one, you can delete it. Now we have our data. So that's how you can do that, right? I believe it's clear now, right? I believe it's clear now. Okay, so let's go back to our database. Okay, let's go back to our database. Okay, now, so we've created the SQL view for DSA mall transaction, right? Now let's run some analysis, right, from here. So the first thing they want us to do is to get the total sales per branch. That's the first thing. Okay, someone is asking a question. If you edit it in Excel, will it affect the SQL? No. If you do anything on the Excel, it doesn't affect yours. Right, it doesn't affect. All right, it doesn't affect. Now, the first thing we want to do here is to get the total sales, right, per branch. That's the first thing we want to analyze. Now, so we're going to go to this place, select. So let's say select customer ID. Sorry, select branch, right? Then sum transaction amount, right? Yeah, as total sales. That's what we wanted to do. At least everyone, right, should be able to do this one as total sales, right? Yeah, then from this table, from DSA mall, right? So that's what we want to do. So if I run this now, I'm going to get error. So what I need to do is to now say group by branch, right? So group by branch. Now let's run it. So you can see, let's order it to know which branch give us the highest sales. Order by total sales. right? In descending, right? Okay, so we have the highest sales in Ghana, right? We have the highest sales in Ghana. Okay. Now, what other thing again we need to look at? Now, we'll still go back to the each table again. So let's say we can use the same for gender. Let's know which of the gender patronize our business. So just gonna come to this place. We say gender, right? Then this one go by gender, right? Then if you check this, so we have male. They have more sales from the male than female, right? We have more sales from the male than female, right? Okay. So I think this is clear now, right? Now, as one thing we want to do, so let's say for instance, if you check I said if you make changes to your original table, does it affect your view, right? So let's prove it, whether yes or no, whether it affects. That's what we want to do now, right? Let's look at it. So I'll go and add some values to one of the, let's say for instance, yes, this Ikeja Mall, right? So I'm going to add some value to it, right? This Ikeja Mall, let's select it. So we have 20 record for this Ikeja. So I'm going to add some value to it. So let's see if the number of records in the Ikeja Mall increase, then let's see if it's going to affect the view, right? So that's what we want to do. So I'm going to come to this place. I will change this to, we are still within the 500. You can say, so let's say 570. Right, so I'm going to change the ID 571, 572, 57, 574, 575, right, 576. Now, so that's for Ikeja Mall, right? So let's try to change some value here. Okay, so now let me insert into that, right? Okay, cannot insert non-column to traction date. No, now. Okay, let me check the traction date because we didn't create it. Okay, you can see one of the thing now because the tape when we were import, it was manually created by itself, so it didn't use that default date. So I'm going to put today's date there. Let's check it. So you can see it, right? So I'm going to add, right, today's, I'm going to say transaction date. Then now comes to this place. The date is after customer gender. So I'm going to put date here. Then then after customer gender, I'm going to come here, put dates. So today's I'm going to put different dates. Yeah, let's say 25 225, today's 0501, right? Then comma. So I'm going to copy this. Then I'll come to this place. I'll paste it. I'm going to change this one to 04, then 20. Come here, paste, change this one to 03, then make this one 14. Sorry, 14. Do the same thing here, right? Make this one 11. Do the same thing here. Make this one 10. Then 2. Come here. Make this one 2. 21. Then do the same thing here, right? Make this one 4. 15, right? Yeah. So I'm going to copy, then insert now. Yes. Okay, 7 rows affected. You know what we have there before was 20, right? So let's check. So we have 27 now, right? Now, if I go to my, when what we have in our view is 49, right? It's 49. So let's check. So you can see 56. So if you make any changes to your table, it will reflect, right? If you make any changes, it will reflect here. So you can see it here. So we understand now. So like I said, if you make any changes, it's going to reflect on your. So I'm going to check something now. I make mistake. Okay. I see. Okay. Okay. So that's how you can update your. That's how you can update your SQL view can be updated. So you can't update SQL view, but the underlying table, like I said, the underlying table can be updated. Once it's updated, then you can come back to your SQL view, then and check if those changes that you make is actually reflecting or not, right? Okay. Okay, so let's run some analysis, right? Let's run some analysis as regards that based on that what we did, right? Okay. Let's run date analysis. Okay, so I'm going to say I want to see all the transactions that happen on let's say on particular day. Let's pick particular day now. So I'm going to say select all, let's say select all, right, from here, from this, right, then so where transaction date, okay, am I too fast? Any question? Am I too fast? Okay, come again. Okay. So what I did there, what everything I explained yesterday was actually what I trying to show to you guys, right? I'm not doing anything magic, right? Everything I explained about SQL View, that in your SQL View, you can't update your SQL View, right? But for your SQL View to be updated, it is the underlying table. That's the original table, right? So I said a lot of things that, okay, if I delete, let's say for instance now, if I delete Ikeja data from here now, it's going to affect the view. Like I said, it's going to affect the view if I delete one. Then if I update any of the data, any of the underlying data, right, the original data, what happens is that it's going to affect the view. So any modification I made, it also reflects on the view. So that's what I did. Okay, one of the table, I added 7 columns to it. I added 7 columns to one of the table, right? If you check the number of the record we have is actually 49, right? When I updated the original table, what happened that you can see that the number of record in the view also increased, right? It also increased, right, from 49 to 56, right? From 49 to 56. That is what I did, right? So I didn't do anything magic, right? Then okay, so we also talk about analysis per branch, then analysis by gender. Let's say we want to know the total sales by branch, right? Then total sales by gender, right? So these are the two analysis I did, right? So the first one is analysis by per branch. How much do we make from each of the branch? So we wrote this SQL query from 49 to 502. I said select branch, right? Some transaction amount as total sales. Then from the database, then group by. So now you all know the reason why you need to use your group by now, because if you are trying to do a sum of amount per branch, then you have to group it by the branch, because if you run this, it return an error, right? Then but if I run this now, I get my output. So the first thing I did, okay, let's arrange it by in a descending order so that I can know the branch that has highest sales, right? So now, okay, put order by total sales. So I have Ghana. Now I can also do this the same thing for average too, right? I can also use the same format. Just change only this one to average, right? Then run my query. So since Ghana has the highest total sales, then it means the Ghana too will have the highest average sales, right? Or you can just call it as average sales, not total sales this time around, as average sales, right? Then here, change it to average sales, right? Yeah. So then the next thing I did, right? The next thing I did, right, is total sales by gender, right? Total sales by gender. That's the next thing. So all these queries, what we've written them, right? So here, I did it's just the same thing. The only thing I changed here is just the branch. Then from branch, I changed it to gender. Then I executed and give me male. Male has the highest sales. So they made more sales from male than female, right? Okay. And then, so the next thing I want to do is that since our data set has, okay, let me go back to, I need the query notes for yesterday and today. Yesterday one has been sent. Make we go drink water on top this one first. I need the query. Mr. Well done, sir. One needs 100% concentration here. It is understandable. Okay. Right. I need the query. Okay, Mr. You did 2 files yesterday, importing data and copy and paste data, and you only make updates using the copy and paste data. What about the imported file? How can you update it? Okay. Okay, I think I get where you guys said I'm too fast, right? Okay. So what I did is that I imported 3 data sets. No, yesterday we imported 2. Today we imported the third one, right? Who asked that question? Ayola Moses Toluwalope. So yesterday we imported 2, right? Then today we imported the 3. So now, but before we imported yesterday, so what I normally do, or what I did for you guys, right, is that I can still write a SQL query to create my table in the database. So I'm using one stone to kill 2 birds for you guys. That's what I was doing. I'm showing you how you can write a SQL query to create your table. And at the same time, I'm showing you how you can import, if you have your data in Excel or CSV, how you can import it into database and run your analysis. Because from the beginning of the class, a lot of people have been saying, why am I writing a SQL query to create a table? What if in a real life scenario do you have to do that? And I actually understand them. In a real life scenario, you'll be giving your data in Excel or CSV, or giving you a link where you download your data and import it, right? So that's why I was using that to, the first thing I did was to create the table, right? Then write a SQL query to insert value into the table, which I later delete, right? So which I later deleted them. Then all the files that we imported, we didn't create the table. I allowed the SQL to create the table automatically when we are importing them, which I show you guys. So maybe you might need to go over yesterday's class and probably today's class so you can understand better. So that's what I did. And if you look at the SQL query I sent to you guys, I still left it. I left it there for you guys to see it. So that's actually what I did. Now, about updating it. So I still update the file I imported, right? If you check, one of the files, it has a 20 record, right? It has 20 record, and I update it by writing a SQL query to insert value, right? That's what I did here. That's what I did there. So insert into this table, right? Customer ID, first name, last name. It's not the same data that I imported that I update using this one, right? I don't know if Ayola, Moses, you agree with me now, or it's understand, right? So that's what I did. I want to know if you are okay now. Ayola, Moses, are you fine now? Let me get your response. So that's what I did, right? I still update the file I imported, right? But so in a real life scenario, you've imported 20 record and they send you more file, right? They send you more file. So how do you import it? So that's what they call incremental load. So in that scenario, depend now. If you are going to do that, then you have to use a third party tools like an ETL tools for you to do that on incremental, so that as they are dropping the file on a daily basis, you don't even need to manually do that. You can just execute the packages. They call it SSIS. I don't want to go too technical for now, right? Then you use it to update your data in the database. All right. Are you getting me? Okay. Okay, Ayola, you understand now. Yeah, thank you. So that's what I did, right? Yeah. So by the time I send the SQL query, just go down, look at the SQL query and watch your video, then you will understand better. Okay. So now what I want to do now, let's say for instance, I want to see transactions that happen on a particular day, right, than on a particular day. So I will just say select all from this where transaction date. If I want to see the one that happened yesterday, only yesterday, or let's say for instance, I want to see the one that happened on April. Let's say April, let me look for dates here. Let's say April 15, right? April 15. So I'll just come to this place. I'll say where transaction amount is equals to 225, right? Then April 15, that's 04, right? Then 15. This is the date format that SQL will understand. You can cast your date, right? You can cast your date, but this is the date that SQL will understand. YYY, and DD. Y in 4 places, that's DD, sorry, YYY, and DD, right? Now, so if I execute this now, it's going to return all transactions that happen on that particular day. Wait, error converting data varchar to float. Okay, thank you. Line 517. Okay, let me check their data that has a varchar. Transaction amount as a float. The date, oh, okay, no, sorry. The date has a date, so oh, sorry, you guys did not see it. Where transaction date, not where date. Sorry, where date. Aha. Okay, let me check our view. I should get. Let's check the view. Let's check the date. It's date, yeah, so it's fine. Okay, so it should be fine now. Okay, so you can see. Okay, someone is asking about that rate, Samuel. What is SSIS and how can we make use of it, sir? This your question is beyond this class, right? So SSIS is an ETL tool that help you to load your data. You can do a lot of things with it. It's a SQL Server integration service, right? It's an ETL tool. So it's actually beyond this class. If I'm going to start explaining now, we will not leave this class today. So you can just go to YouTube and research about what is SSIS, what does it do. Go to YouTube, you will see a lot of videos on SSIS. It's an ETL tool, it's an extraction transformation tools that help you to automate you can use to automate your data. Let's say, for instance, you get a data on a daily basis. Will you be uploading data on a daily basis? No. Something has to be doing it for you. We are in the era of AI. So I can be sleeping in my house and this data gets loaded by 8 a.m. or by 12 noon. I have a client that I work with, right? That their sales data always available by 6 p.m. every day. So 6 p.m. every day, right? It's an FMCG, very big organization. So their sales data available on the folder 6 p.m. every day. And do you want me to stay in their office or stay in the office by 6 p.m.? Most especially when I'm working from home. So what we did was to create using this SSIS to create a pipeline, right? That load the data. So by that 6 p.m., so we didn't set, so we created a time. So it won't pick the data at exactly that 6 p.m. So what I did was to use 8 p.m. So by 8 p.m., maybe I'm already sleeping, the package automatically run itself, right? Load all the data and load it to the database, right? So, but if anything happen, I will get a notification. If the package failed, I will get an email that, okay, the pipeline failed. So I can quickly go there. It might not be the same. It might be the following day when I'm checking my mail. Then I can quickly go there and check what actually the problem is. Is it that the file is not available at that time? If the file is not available, I'll get an error. It will throw an error, right? Or the file format change, right? These are the things that can happen. But if everything is okay, it will load it, right? I did it for loading of the data to data warehousing. Then the one that load data from data warehouse to Power BI, I also create a refresh schedule. So everything is done automatically without human intervention, right? Okay. Okay, so look at this person now. Additional, kindly attend to this error. MSCG states this conversion failed when converting the varchar value AB200 to data type in. Yes. So what you do is, the problem here is that it has to do with your customer ID. Is it no? From which table is this? So it just has to do with your data type and the way you are using it, right? It has to do with your data type and the way you are using it. So check for this AB200, your data type should be variable character, not integer. So if you use int, it might be the problem. So you have to change your data type to variable character. That's varchar, right? Right. Okay. Now, so we've been able to write a SQL transaction that give us transaction that happened on that particular day, right? And if you check, it is only in one branch, that is Port Harcourt, right? Now, so this transaction that happened here, how can we break it down into gender? No, it's male and female. Let's break it. Is it possible that we can write a SQL query that can break it down, right? Even though it's male, let's write it. So I'm going to say select gender, right? Then select gender, then sum this, right? Yeah. Then let's see if it's going to work. by gender. Okay, yeah, let's see. Okay, so you can see. So it's still saying that it's female. So if they have right now, do we understand what I did here? Okay, so you can see. So if it is female, let's go back again and check. I don't think I'm too fast now, right? So everybody should be on the same page with me, right? Okay. Okay. Right. That's another question here. Analysis, right? Based on branch, right? So let's pick one particular branch. Let's say Ghana, right? Let's say Ghana. Now I'm going to write a SQL query here. This select, right? Branch. Let's say select branch. No, not branch now. Sorry, let me get what I want to do. Okay, so let's say branch, yes. Then sum of transaction amount, right? Yeah. Then okay, so let's say as revenue, let's call it revenue this time around, as revenue. Right. Then from this table, right? Now let's check this. We'll get error. We already know that. So I'll say where branch, right, is equals to, let's say, let me pick Ghana. Where branch is equals to this, right? Where it's equal to this, then group by branch. Yeah, let's see. Let's run this. Okay. So what this is telling us that is only giving us the sum of transactions that happen in one branch. Now, I will twist this query now. I'm going to twist this query to show gender. So let's see if it is possible, right? Let's see if it is possible. So I'm going to come to this place, right? Let's add gender to it, right? So I'm going to come to this place. I'll say gender, right? Yeah, right. Then group by gender as well, right? Okay, let's see. Aha, there you can see. So it break it down for me that okay, for gender, even though it's the same branch, right? But it's giving me total revenue by gender, right? By gender. Okay. So let's say where the branch is equals to this. And now I want to use and the date, right? And the date is equals to, right, 2025 minus 05 minus 21. Right? Okay, I will send the query. Don't worry, you guys should know. I sent yesterday's own. I will send today's own. Right? So what I'm doing now is that I want to get the part of what they ask us to do is to get the sum of the total revenue by gender, right, in Ghana. By gender in Ghana. So we've been able to get it. But we want to know the particular date that this thing happened, right? So we want to know the total revenue by gender and the date of the transactions. So that's what this query is going to do for us. Now let's run it and see. Okay, so it's still giving us. Okay, sorry, I'm coming. I want to see this the same thing. Hold on, guys. No, I disagree. Okay, let me run this first. I want to see the figure if the figure is the same thing. 11453,367. Copy the figure here. I want to see the difference. All right. Now, let me now run this back again. All right, and see. Okay, the same thing. Okay, yeah, it's going to be the same thing. But so if I try it for which branch do we update the other time? We update, I think it's Port Harcourt, right? Let me check the branch we updated the other time. That has 5. Okay, it's Port Harcourt. Okay, now if I change this to from here, I change it to Port Harcourt, we shouldn't get the same thing, right? So let's say, for instance, now if I comment this out, now let's check. So this is what we are getting. Now I'm going to copy this and paste here, right? So we shouldn't get the same thing. Now if I bring this back and I run it, okay, so you can see now, so this is for particular day, then this is for particular day. That's what they said. So we want to see for 21st of May, right? So it's different from where you want to see your total revenue for the entire, maybe let's say from January to May. You want to see your total revenue. It's different from I want to see my total revenue for a particular day. So you can get, so you guys understand it now. It's different from when you want to see transaction for a particular day and for the entire day, right? So let's take question now. If you have question now, let's take your question. Someone say, why is branch is not in square brackets? Because the reason why, okay, if you don't understand why I'm using square brackets, let me quickly explain it to you now. So let's say, for instance, if you look at date, you can see that the date change. Date is an inbuilt function in SQL. Look at transaction. You can see the color change. It's an inbuilt function in SQL. Look at address. This is an inbuilt function, and these are the things that you want to use in your table. What other things again? Let's use this 3 for instance. Now, so it is advisable to always put things like this in square brackets. Anything like date in square brackets, because it's an database will see it as its inbuilt function. It will not see it as a parameter or a value that you actually need, that you input by yourself. So that's why you put in a square bracket. If you check all my query, unless if I forget, I always put it in square bracket. That's number one. Another thing that, let's say for instance now, I want to use transaction date like this. You can see that there are 2 inbuilt functions. There are 2 inbuilt functions, and I want to use it like this. The only thing I can do is either I close the space, I use it like this, or I put underscore. But in a situation whereby I don't want to close the space and I don't want to put underscore, what I'm going to do, I will now put it in a square bracket. Here you get. So that is what I'm trying to. So anytime you see me putting some functions or some values or some informations in square brackets, these are the things I'm trying to do, right? Now, let's say for instance, like customer ID now. If I customer ID is not an inbuilt function, but why am I still putting them inside in a square bracket? It's because if I leave it like this, SQL will see it as two different value. You might see customer as a one column, you might see ID as a one column. So, but the moment I put it inside a square bracket like this, so SQL will see it as a one value or one information, right? If you don't put it, what will happen? You will get error. Simple. You will get error. So you have to put it. Are you getting me? So what if we want to write something long? Are we to put it in a bracket? Something long. You only use this when you are creating a column name. I think our time is exceeded, right? And I'm going to stop here, right? I will get some of your questions in our next week class, right? Then we'll continue, right? So thank you. Okay, why using this? That's another good question. No, Akinwale Peter, remind me of your question in our next class. I will answer your question. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Do enjoy the rest of do enjoy your night.